Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over some transfer targets for game week 24. Players you should think about buying, keeping your eye on, all that good stuff. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment, what are you doing with your team this week? Are you buying any players? Are you using your wild card? Let me know. Subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, as always, with these transfer target videos. This is not a wildcard draft. This is just a bunch of individual players that you could think about bringing into your team who have potential doubles coming up, who are in good form, have nice fixtures. All that stuff kind of goes into it when I do pick these players. So, in goal, we have De Gea and Pope. So, De Gea, I feel like I speak about him all the time, but he's got 4 really, really nice fixtures coming up. Most likely going to double in game week 25 as well. And he's a nice option, to be fair. I just think he's one of the better goalkeepers. He's in really, really good form at the moment. And there are players like Ramsdale out there as well. But again, Arsenal are going to blank twice in the next 4 fixtures, I do believe, which of course is not what you really want on your goalkeeper. Foster is another option that I would also look at, but they've not got the best fixtures coming up. They do have some doubles coming up, most likely in the future, because they do have some games in hand. But at the same time, Foster's not going to be keeping that many clean sheets. We need to see what Roy Hodgson does as well with his #1 goalkeeper. Like, does he play Foster still? Does he bring Backman back in? We don't really know. But the other side of the kind of situation, we do have Nick Pope. Really, really bad fixtures coming up. You can see on the screen there all those red fixtures coming up. Man United, Liverpool, Brighton, Crystal Palace, then Chelsea. So 3 tough fixtures in the next 5. But Burnley do have, I think it's like 4 games now to reschedule after they play Watford. So there are quite a few games that Pope will be playing in the near future. But I think for his price range of 5.4, I'm not sure I would personally go for him when there are much better keepers out there. Not like in terms of talent, but just in terms of like the team they play for and fixtures they've got coming up as well. So if you do want to jump on the double game weeks and stuff, then yeah, maybe Nick Pope is your kind of goalkeeper that you'd go for. But I personally wouldn't. I would avoid him. But again, it's a transfer video. We talk about all of these different players. But yeah, they're the 2 goalkeepers that I would maybe take a look at in terms of who I'd bring in and probably avoid. At the back, we have Tierney, Laporte, Robertson, Digne, and Semedo. So Tierney is a player that will be blanking 2 out of the next 4 games. I just did speak about that with Ramsdale. So if you are bringing Tierney in, you need to make sure that you don't have like 3 Liverpool players already, because Liverpool all blank in game week 27 as well. So do Chelsea, so do Leicester. I'm not sure if any other teams do from the top of my head, but yeah, if you have any Liverpool players, any Leicester players, any Chelsea players, or any Arsenal players, they're all going to blank in game week 27. A lot of people are going to triple up on Liverpool, whether they have Trent, Robertson, and Salah, or Trent, Salah, and Jota, or Jota, Salah, and Robertson. It doesn't really matter. A lot of people are going to be tripling up on Liverpool. So if you've already got 3 Liverpool players, maybe don't bring in an Arsenal player, just simply because then you're going to have 10 players that game week, because your 3 Liverpool players are going to be on the bench, and then you've got an Arsenal player that you can't play because they don't play that game week. So I would only really jump on Arsenal players if you have less than 3 players that are going to be blanking in game week 27, because the likes of Maddison will be blanking as well. You know, if you are going to keep hold of any Chelsea players for whatever reason, they will also be blanking. So probably not the best idea, but Tierney is in some really, really nice form at the moment. So if you are bringing him in, as you can see from his last 5, he got 8 points, 4 points, 13 points, 2 points, 7 points, 12, 12. He is in some really, really nice form. But again, because of those blanks, they do obviously have doubles as well in the future. They have some nice fixtures kind of weaved into those blanks. It's just, can you afford to bring in an Arsenal player if your bench is strong enough? Because, as I say, in game week 27, a lot of teams are going to be blanking. Laporte is another player that I'm heavily thinking about bringing in myself this week. Brentford and Norwich in the next 2 fixtures, then Tottenham and Everton. Pretty nice fixtures just over the next 5, really. I mean, I can see them keeping a clean sheet against United as well. I know it's the Manchester derby, but City are just in that kind of form at the moment. He just seems to have a much more attacking threat than Diaz as well. He's cheaper. He seems to be playing every single game now. I don't really know what John Stones has done wrong to get out of the team, but Laporte is playing every single game alongside Diaz, Cancelo, and then whichever right back they play. So yeah, Laporte just a really nice option. And I know they don't have any doubles coming up. City are one of the only teams in the Prem that have played every single game up to this point. But at the same time, with how good City are at the back, it's kind of not guaranteed, because you would have expected them to keep a clean sheet against Southampton. But I mean, that goal was ridiculous. But yeah, at the end of the day, they will be keeping quite a few clean sheets. Robertson, another player that a lot of people are kind of and ahhing about bringing in now. Like, look at his form, really. 11, 12, and then obviously didn't play against Chelsea and Leicester, but then 9, 2, 8, 5, 7, 12. Like, he's honestly just playing really, really well right now. And I personally think that if you need money, then maybe it's time. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe it is time to just kind of take Trent out, bring in Robertson. I mean, I don't know if this form is just he's just been lucky or whatever. I personally think he's been playing really, really well. If it's enough to get Trent out, I'm not really sure. Like, maybe you play Trent and Robertson and go big at the back and then have Salah as well. But again, they all do blank in 27 if you were going to do that. It's a tough one because Robertson is a really appealing player right now. But I think if you already have Trent, is it worth putting all that extra money in defense? Because you're also going to have the likes of Cancelo as well. If you have Cancelo, Trent, and Robertson all at the back, that is a lot of money to put in defense. But either way, he's playing really, really well. So if you don't have Trent or you want to get rid of Trent, I think Robertson is a really, really nice replacement for him. Digne, another player that a lot of people are just bringing in. Villa have some really, really nice fixtures coming up. Leeds, Newcastle, Watford, Brighton. I'm not even sure why I'm clicking on the person. There's literally right there. If you want to know what this tool is, by the way, it's called FPL Tools. It's a little Google Chrome extension thing. Really, really useful for FPL. But anyway, Digne, really, really attacking, solid at the back now under Gerrard. Really, really nice fixtures coming up. Got doubles coming in as well. I just think Digne is a really, really good option. And if I was on my wild card, I would 100% be bringing in Digne this week, without a doubt. And then Semedo is another player. I mean, this could be any Wolves defender, really. Wolves are just really, really good at the back at the moment, and that's what you want when you're bringing in a defender. He is relatively attacking. He's not got that many returns in terms of attacking returns this season, but he has been very, very unlucky as well. Wolves don't necessarily score that many goals. I know they obviously scored like quite a few at the weekend, but on the normal game they only score like one or something. But yeah, they've been keeping a lot of clean sheets, and Semedo, he is kind of in my kind of eye line at the moment. Like, I'm kind of wanting to bring him in. I had him earlier on in the season where he just wasn't doing anything for me, and then I got rid of him, and now he started popping off. So do I bring him back in? I'm not really too sure. But that's the defense. In midfield, we have Rafinha, Salah, De Bruyne, Fernandes, and Coutinho. So Rafinha doesn't necessarily have the best fixtures coming up in Villa, Everton, United, Tottenham, and Leicester. Some of those fixtures are okay, but he is on penalties now that Bamford is still out. I think he got off one injury, and now he's got another injury or something like that. But Rafinha is just a talisman in that team. You know, if there ever is a goal through Leeds, then Rafinha is usually involved. And he's just a really nice, cheap player as well. 6.5 mil on pens at the moment. Yeah, I just really like having Rafinha in my team. Salah, I mean, yeah, he is on the transfer target video because he is a player that a lot of people are going to be transferring in this week. Now, I'm actually recording this on the Wednesday before Egypt play Ivory Coast because I've just got a really busy week this week. So I don't know if Egypt are knocked out or not by the time I'm recording this. If they are knocked out, Salah will definitely be playing in Game Week 24. If they are not knocked out and they get all the way to the final, he should still play. Like, I think Game Week 24 is 4 days after the AFCON ends, so he should still play. But there's obviously a little bit of doubt. I think Mane got injured as well last night, but he should be back for the next game. But yeah, if Egypt lose tonight or today, I think kickoff is in like a few hours actually from now. I'm recording this at 1 o'clock and I think it's at like 4 o'clock or something. But either way, yeah, if Egypt lose, Salah, got to be bringing him back in your team with these fixtures coming up. Leicester at home, then Burnley, then Norwich. That's like a really good run of fixtures. I know he blanks in 27, but can you really go that far without having him? I mean, if you do have someone like De Bruyne or Fernandes, maybe you can, because De Bruyne in really good form. A lot of people are saying, why not we go Foden? Foden is also a really good option, I think. He should have got an assist at the weekend, but Sterling obviously missed. But De Bruyne just seems to be in a little bit more form at the moment. He's starting every single game. His minutes aren't really being managed at the moment. And De Bruyne is he's just the GOAT, and he's just such an incredible midfielder. I just really, really enjoy watching him play. I personally would like De Bruyne on my team, but it's a lot more money than Phil Foden. But again, he is going to hopefully not miss any games. So that's what you're kind of getting with De Bruyne. And then Bruno Fernandes is another player that a lot of people are kind of keeping their eyes on. He has really, really nice fixtures coming up. Burnley, Southampton, Leeds, and Watford. Potentially doubles in 25. It's a tough one, really. Like, you can't necessarily have all three and then also be big at the back, because you'd have to really hurt your up front. But the thing is, with strikers this season, they've just not been doing well. They've been really underperforming. I think I saw a stat yesterday. I saw a tweet where it was like, Ronaldo was like the third or something highest FPL striker, but then he's the 33rd highest FPL scorer this year or something like that. It's crazy if you think about that, but that's how bad forwards have been. this season. There's not that many standout players at all. Kane's been having a big season. Ronaldo hasn't necessarily taken the Prem by storm like what people were expecting. So yeah, it's really just, do you just go like one up front and then play like a 4-5-1 or something like that? I personally think that might be the strat now. And then we have Coutinho as well. Again, already spoken about Aston Villa's fixtures, potential doubles coming up. Coutinho should be starting every single game now. He's been brought in to make that impact, and I personally think he is going to be making that impact. And we've also got Watkins up front as well. I think Watkins is first choice over Ings. You know, Ings is a little bit older. Watkins, you know, I think he plays really, really well. He's not necessarily been getting the returns that he could have been, but I'd still back him. I think he's a really, really nice option. So if I were going to get anyone in from Villa, my top three would be Digne, Watkins, and Coutinho. All really, really nice options in my opinion. The other two strikers that a lot of people are kind of jumping on wildcards and stuff is Edouard and Broja. Both really cheap. You know, Edouard is only 6.4 and then Broja is only 5.2. Really nice enabler there with Broja especially. Edouard's got some really nice fixtures coming up with Norwich and then Brentford. The only problem with Edouard is that he doesn't play the full 90. I mean, his minutes are being managed. Like, as you can see from here, he's played 67, 65 in the last two. Then he played 90, 90, 62, 90, 73, 23, 67. But he is scoring goals. They've got nice fixtures coming up. I personally would go with Broja more because it gives you a little bit more money in the bank. Yes, they don't have the best fixtures coming up, but they potentially might double as well soon. And if they do, in 25, they'll obviously, yeah, they'll maybe get a double in that game week anyway. But I don't know, I really like Broja anyway. Just, he's really cheap, nice enabler. You can downgrade someone like Antonio for him. I mean, Antonio is just, I know he's got Watford and stuff and all that. I don't know, something about Antonio, I think he's just kind of out of form at the moment. But anyway, that's the transfer target video for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, if we do get doubles and stuff announced, then I'll probably make another one of these videos over the international break. But I appreciate you watching. If you did enjoy, drop a like, leave a comment. Has this helped you at all? Let me know. Subscribe if you're brand new. That's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.